So avoid spending. You do not have to spend on everything that you see being put out there by influencers and vloggers and whatever. You don't have to spend. You don't have to be buying. Hi guys, I come back. Welcome to my channel, and today's topic is slowing down. So this video and the message is about slowing down your mind, and that will essentially will slow you down, and it's going to slow down your life, right? And the reason I'm talking about this is because I've realized that a lot of our stresses comes from so many things that are going through our mind, and you realize that actually it's not really necessary for me to be putting so much thought into these things, while I could just be living life, as it is where I am in my life, right? So it's about unpacking all these things and just figuring out, is this important, and should I be worrying about this right now or not, right? So that's what this topic is about, and I'm just going to give you a few tips on how to slow down your mind, and therefore slowing down your life. There's no need to be living on the fast lane. There's no need to be constantly worrying about the next big thing. You can just enjoy what you have right now and be okay with it. And that speaks to tip number one that I have, which is be content with what you have. It's okay to be okay with what you have. If you're living in a 1-bedroom house, if you're living in a 2-bedroom house, if you're living at your mother's house, your parents' house, if you are renting and you wish you could be owning that house at this moment, that is what you have, and it's okay to actually enjoy it. It's okay to be happy with where you are, because time flies, time goes by, and you are not even being grateful for what you have. You're actually not even enjoying where you are, because you're constantly worried about the next big thing. When am I gonna get my own house? When am I gonna get a bigger house? When am I renovating? You're not even in your space and actually enjoying it. And I saw it with myself when I moved to my place and I started watching these YouTube videos on how to decorate my place, and I was constantly stressed, like, I don't have this, I don't have that, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, because all the time I was watching these videos and I'm not even waking up and enjoying my space, enjoying that this is what I have. I wanted to have my place and here I am. I wished for this, and now here it is, and now I'm worried about the next thing. What else can I add? What else can I have? I should be having, and so on and so on. So this is about being okay with what you have. Like, it's okay to just give yourself 2 months to not worry about renovating, to not worry about maybe getting another house, a bigger house, to not worry about moving out. Just enjoy where you are and what you have, the car that you have. And if you are using a taxi, if you're using an Uber, probably you've been using that mode of transport for the longest time and you feel like it's time. But I'm just saying, at some point in your life, in this moment, have a point where you are okay and saying, I'm grateful that I actually am able to have transport to go to from point A to B. And this is in no way saying you shouldn't dream big, you shouldn't aspire for more, you shouldn't want big. No, I am just saying we focus more on what's the next thing, the big thing, instead of enjoying what we have right now. So that's what I'm saying. And that creates a lot of stress in our mind, because it puts us in a state of lack, where you feel like you lack something, and that is really, really stressful. So that is point number one, being okay with where you are, with what you have, even though you are aspiring for more, you are planning for more. But sometimes take time out from all the planning, all the aspiring, who said you need to live in a 5-bedroom house? It's okay for people who want the biggest things in life, but it's also okay to say, this is my life. Actually, I'm okay with living in a two-bedroom house for the rest of my life, and I want to travel, or I just want to be able to buy. I love fashion, so I want to be able to buy the clothes that I love, and or I want to be able to invest. I want to be able to, you know, do other activities that I love instead of I'm okay with living here. I'm okay with this place being my home. I would rather do something else. You know, some people aspire for that, and we find ourselves actually aspiring for the glamorous life, while actually when you sit and think about the person that you are actually okay with not having the biggest house in the world. You are actually okay. You actually want it because you see people wanting that. You see people living like that, and somehow it gets in your mind and you think that's what you want, you know. So I'm just saying, introspect, look at yourself, and also be okay with what you have right now. You know, put on pause all the planning and the wishing and the craving for bigger and better things, right? Tip number 2 is you are not missing out on anything. You are literally not missing out on anything. It's okay to just stay in your house and read a book, watch a show, and just be okay. Sleep and wake up 10 a.m. in the morning. You are literally not missing out on anything out there. You know, so be okay with not being at every party, at every invitation, at every, like, it's okay. And it's okay to not watch all the shows that everybody's watching. It's okay to not even know what's happening on the Real Housewives. Like, it's okay, you know, be and they said that it's okay, excuse me, it's okay that you are not everywhere every time. You know, you are not missing out on anything. If something is trending, it's okay that you're not hopping on that trend. You know, that also will give you peace of mind, because you are not constantly chasing something, trying to fit in, trying to belong, trying to be at every place. You find that your mind and your body just wants to relax and just be you and just be, you know, so you are not missing out on anything. Tip number 3, it's okay to pause. You know, just pause. And I see this in conversations. You know, we constantly feel the need to respond just because someone is saying something, or they expect us to give them an answer at that moment, and we just immediately feel like we need to respond. And when you are like in your mind, you're like, I haven't thought about this, you know, I haven't given myself time to think about this. It's okay to say, you know what, give me a moment, give me 2 minutes to think about this, give me until tomorrow, I'll get back to you. And even in the corporate world, I remember when I was working in a corporate setup, I wish I knew how to pause. I wish I knew how to tell my manager that please give me till tomorrow to get back at you. Please, can I please go to the bathroom? You know, just pause so you can gather your thoughts and give an answer that you are confident about. And this is not to say you can always say, give me a moment when you have been given time to think about a certain thing. You know, this is in moments where you feel like, I really haven't thought about this, or I've been caught off guard. So it's okay for me to pause and say, I cannot give you an answer right now. Just give me till tomorrow, give me till next week. But at some point, you do need to give people feedback on something that you are responsible for, right? This is not a way to just avoid taking responsibility for what you're responsible for. I'm just saying it's okay to tell someone that, give me a moment, right? And the next thing is, okay, this one is a big one for me. It creates so much stress, and it goes back to point number 1, where I said be content with what you have. It's consumerism. You know, I actually took a screenshot to sort of give you an answer. I'm sorry, an explanation of what it means. Okay, it says consumerism is an economic and social system that encourages the consumption of goods and services as a means of attaining wellness, right? attaining well-being. But at this point, it's really doing the opposite, because I see with Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, when you watch these videos, these YouTubers, influencers, their vlogs is mostly about spending. It's constantly buying this, buying, going to the mall to buy, to spend, always at different restaurants, spending, shops, buying, like it's always about buying. And as a viewer, you start feeling like you need that, you need this, you need that, everything that they buy, and you feel like you need it. And it creates this sense of, I need to get money to buy this, and you constantly feel like you don't have. While if you took a moment to look around, you actually have the things that you need. So that is one of the most important things that you need to look at and to try to avoid, so you can slow down, so you can decrease the stress that is in your mind. Because just seeing people constantly buying, it sort of sends a message that you also need to buy, and then you feel like you need to go to the shop to buy something, or you feel like you don't have something. It puts you in a state of I don't have, in a state of I lack something. So that one is really huge for me. It's really a big thing for me when it comes to creating like something that causes stress, unnecessary stress. So avoid spending. You do not have to spend on everything that you see being put out there by influencers and vloggers and whatever. You don't have to spend. You don't have to be buying everything, right? The next one is try engaging in a mind what? Try engaging in activities that involve putting your mind in the activity, where you're going to use your mind in it, like a crossword puzzle, just normal puzzles, painting, um, what else, writing, reading. Try those activities. Take time out from your phone in a day. Give yourself an hour to take time out and just write down something, do a crossword puzzle, paint. It's a thing now, it's really trending. Paint, read something, read a chapter in a book, read a chapter in the Bible. I mean, there's some chapters are like 2 pages long in the Bible. So try that, try engaging your mind outside of a cell phone or a computer, because it affects our mind so much, especially when it comes to our attention span. I've seen how, because on social media, the videos that we see, they're like very short, 1 minute, 2 minutes, few seconds, so now your mind just wants the next thing, constantly. Like after a minute, your mind can't concentrate anymore. Like it affects your concentration level so bad, and that's why it's so important to also manage your kids' screen time. So it really affects your concentration level. So that's why you need to constantly go to activities that involve you engaging your mind for longer periods of time, without the next big thing, or sorry, not the next big thing, but without the next video or the next thing that comes up. So read a book, crossword puzzles. That's what I'm doing now. I'm enjoying it so much, and it will really improve your concentration level. So the next tip that I have here is be intentional and present, right? I know that one sounds cliche, but for real, it's so important to be intentional and present. I took a walk yesterday with my daughter, and it was just so beautiful to see how she was aware of everything around her. As we were walking, she pointed out at some birds. There were green birds, and they were very unique, like they were beautiful. It was beautiful to see. She showed me that, and then at some point she showed me some footprints on the road. It was very interesting, like she is really observing everything, and she is actually there in that moment. So be intentional about it. Take a walk and tell yourself that you're not going to go with your phone, you're not going to listen to music as you're taking a walk. You're just literally just gonna take a walk and be present, and see the trees and everything, so it's really important to be mindful and present and intentional. Even when you are in a conversation with someone, be intentional about it. Listen to actually what they are saying, listen to what they are saying. and tell yourself that you want to respond from a place of understanding and I'm present. I can hear everything that they're saying, what they're telling me. And even with your days, be intentional. Tell yourself, this is how I'm going to move in my day. I'm going to act like this. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to acknowledge my emotions. I'm going to acknowledge everything that's happening around me. The last one is be less self-involved, self-absorbed. Yeah, this. What did I want to say here? Okay, no, make things less about yourself. You know, if you are doing if you are in a conversation with someone, make it more about them. Listen to what they are saying. You become a good listener when you let people talk about them more than you talk about yourself. Avoid bringing up your scenarios when someone is talking. Just be there and stop thinking too much about other things, but listen to what they are saying and give them that sense of I'm paying attention, I'm listening to what you're saying. And when you respond based on, yes, of course, your experiences, if you have experience of whatever it is that they're talking about, but mostly about what is best for them, their situation, where they are at, be make situations and topics less about you but more about them. When someone is talking to you, avoid bringing yourself into the topic until they are finished, they are done, you've given your feedback, and you can say, I've experienced 1 2 3 1 2 3. But I'm just saying, make things less about yourself but about the next person. And even if you are at a shop, someone is short of money at the till, help out. If you at what is it, the toll gate, you can pay for the person behind you. Just make someone's day. So I think those are the tips that really, really will work in terms of slowing down and being present and living, being okay with what you have. So I'm just gonna go through them again one by one. The first one is be content with what you have. The second one is you're not missing out on anything. The third one is it's okay to pause. The fourth one is avoiding consumerism, spending, being in a state of lack. The fifth one is try an activity that involves engaging your mind. And the sixth one is be intentional and present. And the seventh one is less about you and more about the next person. So I hope that will work for you. You can leave your tips as well in the comments, and I will also try to practice whatever it is that you put down there. Oh, and the other one that I forgot to put in is you don't have I see with myself, when I have to put out a video, I worry about having to put on makeup, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, now I have to put on makeup. It's okay to just be, and that's why I literally didn't even put makeup. I just made sure that I look neat. It's okay to just, unless there are people who really have skin issues and they need to put makeup on all the time, that I understand. I'm just talking in general. It's okay to just be. You don't always have to be also heavily put together. As long as you look clean and neat, it's okay. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't put makeup on for this video. It should have been one of the first at the top of the video, but it's fine. Save the best for last, I guess. So it's okay to just go out without makeup on, just look clean and neat, because I know that is such a daunting activity for me. The thought of, if I have to go out, now I have to put makeup on. Like, no, I do not have to put makeup on. I can just be myself. I can just be, So I think that's another thing is for ladies, like, you do not always have to have your makeup on. That's one thing off your shoulder, that okay, I get to go out and I don't have to put my makeup on. I know that is one thing. As small as it sounds, it can be so stressful. I know it stresses me, the thought of it. I just feel like I don't want to go anywhere, like now I have to put down I enjoy doing videos, I enjoy talking about these topics, but it's like it's this small thing that is coming in the way of me doing something that I love which is having makeup on. And it's like, what is more important? It's the message, not me having makeup on, you know? So yeah, those are my tips. Would love to hear from you. But other than that, thank you so much, guys. Cheers to slowing down in life and just living and being present. Like the video, share and subscribe and comment. Thank you so much. Till the next one.